I'm Dylan Hughes, Formula Drift Pro driver, and me and my dad have had a dream for over a decade of going 200 miles an hour on the Bonneville Salt Flats on a motorcycle. Follow along, this is Permatex FlatOut 200.
All right, hit it. Really hope we got a cool rental car. We're gonna set the rental car land speed record this weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
And Lauren, you taking the Permatex challenge?
Gonna do it.
Everybody's got cool tattoos on your back.
Yeah.
You're about to get one too.
One even better.
One even better. No way. Look at that.
Check back in 4 hours.
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
Wait, you just cruising down the road and decided to stop by?
I've always liked this idea.
Yeah.
Not on a motorcycle, my personal preference. But yeah, trying to go 200 is pretty rad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you're just,
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
yeah, probably terribly, I would assume.
Pretty insane since the last time I saw it.
Yeah, it looks better, huh?
Yeah.
It's all me. A little bit of Ken too, but I'm gonna claim it.
How many hours was that?
20.
How'd you drive? Did you do a lot of sleeping?
Kind of. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
You just
not
don't
really.
remember the last 2 days?
Well, we were awake for 2 days, first of all, and then we slept for like 3 hours, and then like drove for 16, and then slept for 6, and then drove for 4. So now we're here, Bonneville Salt Flats, ready to go.
I guess they had a ramp, but they didn't bring it because it wouldn't fit. So we went ahead and fabbed up this brilliant little piece here. I can't see anything going wrong.
Yeah, it's an engineering marvel. It'll work great.
Absolutely. Beautiful. There you go.
Okay, the time has finally come. We are out here at the Bonneville Salt Flats. We got the bike is all done up, all looking fresh. I'm absolutely loving the way this thing turned out. And this is actually the first time I've seen it in person, was about 20 minutes ago right here when we first showed up. But pretty crazy place this is. Like, there's nothing around. We saw some jets flying over earlier, and we're only like, I don't know, a couple hundred yards off the track, so we get to see some people going by pretty quick. The finish line is actually right here. So we're about to go and take this thing through tech, make sure that we're all good there, and then I have to do some sort of rookie orientation, and then I think they're gonna start me off on the really small course, and I'm probably just gonna do like a 100-mile-an-hour pass, make sure nothing falls off of it, but we'll get to that in a little bit. First things first, we just gotta do some paperwork, fill out tech, but unbelievably stoked to be here. Feels like it was never gonna come, but here we are. We just left St. Louis yesterday, got on the podium again for our second time ever in Pro 1, straight out here to the Bonneville Salt Flats, so keep this momentum going, let's do it. First ride, lightning fast. I went 20 miles an hour.
You went a whole quarter of the way there already?
Yeah.
Only 3 quarters to go.
It feels the same, / a little different. It's weird not having mirrors. I do remember that.
Doesn't turn as well though, does it?
Definitely doesn't turn as well. It turns like this far, like barely anything.
Yep, that's how to get drilled and wired.
I think we're a little underprepared.
Nope.
Yep, we'll get you a checklist. You guys can go back and do some more.
Light us up.
Got to do some safety wiring. Looks like we have to do a dead man switch for if he departs the bike, so it kills the motor. So we'll have to see about finding one of those and cut into the wire harness to get that hooked up.
Could I do a medium tiger's blood?
Yep. All right, boy. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Got the tiger's blood.
So the deal is, we have a lot of stuff to change. We sort of played dumb and didn't know that there was a rule book. And now we have to fix a bunch of stuff, which is okay. So most of it is just safety wiring, a lot of the hardware. So like axle bolts, just for safety, of course. So gotta drill some holes in some hardware. They need those tiny little 1/2-inch balls that go on the end of the clutch and the brake lever. So we have to figure out a way to get those back on there. Without a welder is impossible. So that, and then like a dead man switch, so if I fall off the thing, it will kill the motor. Just a bunch of little stuff like that. So we got a nice little laundry list of stuff to do, so it should keep us busy here for at least the rest of the night. And we gotta go bum some tools off of somebody.
My tongue red? Yep. Lauren?
380 pages of madness.
Wow. For a freaking motorcycle.
Yeah. But actually, we only have like 60 pages for this. That's not terrible. Yeah. The font's tiny. It's a lot less big. Okay, so all we have to do is stop your hands from touching the fairing or the gas tank.
Okay, that's cool. Does not say how.
That's some vice right there.
I don't know, what do you call that? That looks like exactly a 90, well, maybe just a little shy. That's close enough.
It's pretty close to even though. There's probably a 1/2 inch on that side and like a little less than half on the other side. Okay. So yeah, you just have to pull it in.
This thing is my absolute favorite rig ever.
Just has nothing.
Freaking nailed it, Terry. See how that's hollow on the inside? I'm just gonna grind this lever down, like on these sides, and I'm gonna like make it like press fit. We're gonna like tap that thing on there, and then Kevin said we should just like drill a hole through it, like knock like some sort of stuff.
Yeah, see like a little roll pin or something like that.
Sure.
Tons of engineers spent hundreds of hours putting all this stuff together. Bunch of monkeys are gonna rip it all
Ruining it.
The hot rodders. What did
Literally.
you reposition the parts?
Yes, we did. Okay, now we get custom. That was really hot. Now we have ball. Working on finishing up the bike for tonight. I don't think we're going to be completely done. We're still going to have a little bit of chores to do tomorrow, but that's okay. So first thing is first, we need to go ahead and put some oil in this thing. So this is actually the bike's first oil change since we bought it. It's got about 600 miles on the bike now. So it's time to take that braking oil out of it, and we're going to go with the Max Cycle 1040 Roll Purple as always. And this thing actually took a lot more than I thought. We drained it and it was like several quarts, which was incredibly surprising. Because like, I don't know, my dirt bike takes like one, and this is not a dirt bike apparently.
This is dedication to the sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see it. Oh my
no way, dude.
That showed up a lot better than I thought. Look at that.
Oh, here, turn around.
It's really good.
That's so cool.
So we have to have a dead man switch. So that means that if somebody departs the bike, you got to be able to kill the motor. Problem solved.
All done, day one. Got a bunch of work done on the bike, which feels pretty good. We still got a couple things to do in the morning, but they're kicking us out. But look at this place right now. It's like eerily quiet. Let's get out of here and go to the bar. Okay, so morning time, day two. Still buttoning up a couple of the last things on the bike. Had a riders meeting pretty early this morning, and they made a couple of course adjustments. Sounds like they were just going to make it a little bit shorter, just because they're having issues with getting enough volunteers to help set the whole thing up and run it. So doesn't really pertain to us that much, to be honest with you, but still jamming on the bike. Got a couple more things to do. It's just tough when you don't have the tools like you do at a shop. So we're out here. It's what we brought is what we got. So it's definitely interesting. So we're getting close. We're dang close.
I have terrible handwriting, but there we go.
Mine's even worse.
I don't feel that bad.
Well, it's a motorcycle streamliner, twin engine, naturally aspirated. We're just here doing some shakedown runs today. 28.5 feet long, it's 2,400 pounds. It's a big heavy beast, but she handles really well.
What kind of speed do you think it'll do?
Well, there's a national record of around 200 that ultimately I'd like to go home with this week. That'd be awesome. But the end goal is, you know, competing with all the big boys, you know, the 400 mark. So, but that'll, you know, a year or two down the road, we'll see what happens.
Are you right leg in? Put your butt way back, get your butt way down in there, and then drag your left leg in.
Dude, this is how you steer this thing. There's no steering wheel.
Oh, it's like a left, right? It's like a lawnmower.
These are probably like the factory gauges from the bike or something.
It's all standard.
Real feel. This is cool. All right, boys, I just set the new record. Dylan can go home now.
This is average freeway speed.
Smiling, I like it.
We're some fun.
We're official.
Yep. So as he goes up, intermediate course, when he goes over 100, get your timing slip, come back here, I'll fill the paperwork out, and we'll put an intermediate course sticker on.
Okay.
And then he'll be allowed to get up to 175.
Thanks for your help.
Yep.
They participate and
Got the shot. Lauren getting the shot.
Dude, we're gonna see a pass today.
Yeah.
It was good. You know, they had a lengthy list of things for us to do, but you know, it's things you need to do to make sure it was safe. We got it all handled. It was a little slow just because we don't have tools and equipment here, but we got it all taken care of eventually.
Got to put the rookie stripe on, dude.
Down the international course right now. And Richard McGee just passed by Tower, making his way to the exit.
Let's do the thing.
How you feeling, Dylan?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Feel better once this is over. Just the first one's always tough, you know? Okay, so past tech, we're gonna go and do our first run, which they make you do 100 mile an hour certification. So we're gonna go on the short course first, 100 miles an hour. We're not limited to 100 miles an hour, but then as soon as we come back, they'll make sure we did that. We'll get our time slip, and then we will, then our next one after that is 175. So we'll just get this first one out of the way and see how it feels, make sure nothing falls off it.
Well, here we are out here at the beginning of International. Dylan's gonna go for his first run, 100 mile an hour pass. Can you bend over more? Because your chin was like pretty far off the tank right there.
First pass, Dylan decided to go 161. So he was mobbing. I don't think this 200 is going to be too difficult for him, so fingers crossed for that.
How was that? No problem. That's how you speed yet? 161. Yep.
You're hauling ass, there's no doubt about that. I went up to like 177 and then I kind of like rolled back off a little bit, and I was kind of staring at the tack trying to figure out where a gearing's at. So it was at like 10,000 RPM, and I didn't really find the limiter, to be honest with you. Overall, like it definitely, like, you can feel the wind, you're moving around, and it's, you know, you're going fast, there's no doubt about it. The wind gets loud. Should be pretty cool though. That was a pretty cool experience, that was. Okay then.
I have no idea what it means, but it's over 100.
161, first lap, let's go. I had to do 100.
There we go. He's official.
Yep, start line. So this is actually mile 2 of their big course, which they call the International course. So I will have a 2-mile run up, and then the timed mile will start at mile number 4, and I'll go till 5, and then I'll slow down from 5 to mile 7, and at mile 7 is when we'll pull out, we'll make a big gigantic loop, and we'll come back around. So maybe if we like hold the thing up and I can just like practice tucking in there, you know, and like have somebody look at what's sticking out where and figure out if we can do something like right here before we go out there. I guess we'll gear it and see what it does. Okay, so second pass, bike feels great. We did 183 mile an hour pass on that last one. The bike, whether it was maxed out on gearing or whether it was an aerodynamic wall, I'm not really sure yet. I think it topped it out before, probably a half mile before the timed mile, and it just wouldn't pull it anymore. So I don't know if it was RPM limited or, like I said, if it was an aero wall. So that one was a lot more gnarly. Like 160 to 180 is a really big jump. So it was like really felt like it was trying to pull me off the bike because the wind was pulling so hard, even though you're kind of tucked behind the fairing. That felt way faster than 160 for sure. So we still got another almost 20 to go, but we're gonna throw a different sprocket at it, see if we can gear it a little bit longer, try and use a little bit more of that torque in the power, but felt pretty good. That was awesome. That'll make you feel alive for sure.
All right, skateboard land speed record, here we go.
Not really sure. Not sure if it's traction control that's acting up now or if it actually has a built-in speed cut. Both could be right around that range. So yeah, kind of hard to tell. So just looking through, seeing if we can find anything.
scary?
Really?
Dude, the crosswind, I was hanging off the side of the thing like this the whole time trying to keep it straight. Okay. It was the craziest I ever felt in my life. It was literally like doing this the whole, like it was like, dude, it was sketchy as
Okay. So?
If I wasn't hanging halfway off the thing, I was trying to, and I chopped the throttle. I mean, dude, I literally was like hanging out of the fairing the whole time trying to keep it straight. Jeez, crap, I can't believe it. Like, it picked up so much. Like, this is like what, 15, 20, 30 mile an hour? I don't know, it's a lot. Like, I pulled the bike out from over there by the trailer and like almost blew it over. I was like, well, Bonneville Salt Flats 2021 has just come to an end for us. Today is actually our second day out on the salt, well, our third day, but second day running the bike. Made it through tech, did a couple of pretty fast runs, and we're feeling really good about it. So after what we did last night, our final pass was 191 miles an hour over the flying mile. So really, really stoked on that, and that's actually really close to what our goal was. So that feels really good, but as we went back to the hotel, we started thinking about it, started doing some research on this bike, and it turns out that a lot of the modern bikes, well, all of the modern bikes have a governed speed limiter inside of the ECU at either 184, 186, or 190 miles an hour, depending on where you look. So we figured that out yesterday after doing some research while we were at the track, and we tried a couple of different things where we tried gearing the bike to the moon, like super tall, and tried running it in fifth, because maybe we thought that it would essentially not trigger those faults if it was in a lower gear. Tried that, didn't work. Unplugged the wheel speed sensors on it, and we didn't necessarily unplug them, we just took them out of the wheels and just zip tied them up. It still gave us good power, but it goes even deeper than that through the ECU. They actually have a speed sensor on the crankshaft where it knows how fast it's spinning, so even if you do undo the ABS sensors on it, it's just not gonna let you go any faster, straight up. And really, we didn't know that. We had no way of testing that. It's not like I'm gonna get on this bike fully kitted out and go and run this thing down the 55 in Costa Mesa, California and do 190 miles an hour and figure that out before we got here. Yesterday was the first time I've ridden this bike with the whole body kit and the whole thing on after we modified it. So definitely a learning experience, and I'm really proud to say that we got really close to our goal. 191 miles an hour is nothing to mess with, especially that last run. We had a decent little crosswind at the end of the day. So I'm just happy to be walking away safe, happy, healthy. The bike runs. Overall, a very incredibly positive experience, and a huge thank you to Permatex for helping us out with this. This was a goal of mine that has been in the works for over 10 years now, and I'm just so stoked that we got to come back here and bring the family out and really just come out here after FD, after an amazing weekend at FD, and just have some fun. This is fun to me. This is what I like doing. I like scaring myself a little bit. So overall, an unbelievably positive experience, and I really feel like we need to go 200 at some point. I don't know if it's gonna be on asphalt, if we're gonna come back to the salt, or if we're gonna go to El Mirage, or what it may be, but I think I really need that 200 just as a personal goal. But I'm just proud to say we got damn close, and just happy to be healthy and walking around, and everything's cool. So what a great experience, and thanks for watching.
This is my country. Here's to Bonneville. Success. Great success.
Yes.
This is my country. My damn country. And it don't mean a thing if it don't pass the test. If you ain't never cheated or been cheated on, then take off.
You good?
They made it, dude. They're still cold.
Oh, we still got ice?
No. Dad's in the car, there's no shortage of ice. Well, we might as well make a quick stop.
Get some ice.
Whoa, he's holding the sun.
Holding the sun, right?
It's still there.
I dropped it.
The job and I'll see you in hell. I'm drawn like a moth to the neon light. I need a bucket of beer and someone to fight.
The rest of us.
Now scoot your butt back.
Dude.